Welcome to the Women Inspire Aspire podcast. In this episode, I talked to Umayal Thiagarajan about inclusive play schools. Hi Umayal, thanks for accepting my invite to appear in the podcast. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for inviting me to the podcast.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. So, can you go ahead and tell a bit about yourself? Where do you live, etc.?
I live in Thanjavoor. So, Thanjavoor is a small town in Tamil Nadu, and I'm an early childhood educator. I run a play school called Squirrels. So, I have three branches. We are doing inclusive education. We include children with intellectual disabilities also in the classroom.
Okay, that's great. What do you mean by squirrels?
We kept this name because squirrels gather nuts and store them. So it is a place for little children to gather knowledge and store them.
Okay, great. That's wonderful. So, tell us about three branches. How did you come up with three branches?
First, I started Squirrels in 2009 as there were not many play schools offering early childhood education in Tanjavur. So it was a realization that the basic education is very important for children to do further well in higher classes. We have to create a culture for them to learn by motivating children their own interest they have to learn. It is not like you should not make them learn because of force. So that is how I wanted to start the thing. And after a few years in 2016, I started another branch. And in this year, I again started one more branch, 2024.
Okay, that's great. So tell us about your experiences in the play school, the challenges that you face, what kind of plans that you have for the future.
In India is a basically multilingual society, and we teach the children education in English, which is a second language for us. So the main challenge we face is making children adapt to a new language, which is other than their mother tongue.
Right.
But children till the age of 8, they are like a sponge. They absorb whatever we say. So learning a new language is not an issue for them. So we use bilingual, the mother tongue as well as English we use for them to learn concepts. Basically, we teach three things. One is the literacy skills, both English and the mother tongue. Second is the mathematical skills. And third is the general awareness skills. So what is the environment they stay? What are the plants they see? What in the house? What are the rooms that is there? That kind of basic general about family, about the society, basic general awareness. We have elaborate lesson plans. Each class has around 15 students with one teacher and one support staff is also there. So individual attention is given to the children for them to facilitate learning.
Okay, that's great. That's wonderful. What are your future plans for your play schools?
I like to introduce more branches in Tanjavur and nearby places like Tiruvarur, Pattakottai, where there aren't a lot of preschools. And also, I want to introduce Indian knowledge systems to the children, what we learn from our ancient texts.
Okay, so when you say Indian system, do you mean the scriptures that we have?
At present, I teach them Tirukural. So, Tirukural is a universal book that is a guide to all of us. So, I teach them around 10 to 20. We tell them the meaning of the Tirukural also, how it is useful in life. Looking forward to teaching them more books like this, Aatichodi, Kondrai Vendan, all that instill value in the children.
Okay, that's great. It sounds like you are mostly focusing on the Tamil text. So, in that context, I think Bharatiyar songs will also be an interesting ad.
Yes, sir. Actually, Bharatiyar songs are also can be put into music also, and that can be taken into new class.
Okay, very good. Now, let's talk about the inclusive education that you talked about. What are your experiences with the inclusive education? What kind of children do you have in your schools who are having difficulties in their learning, etc.? Can you tell a bit about that?
When we started the play school in 2009, there weren't many children with disabilities, like intellectual disabilities. But now in each class, we have around 2 to 3 children. So the ratio of children with disabilities have been increasing. So that is why I thought we have two special educators coming into our school who do therapy sessions. For some children, they do speech therapy, for some occupational therapy. And this helps the child. So this therapy session will be for 40 minutes. And then they are integrated with the other children in the classroom so that they get experience of learning. So when children with special needs and children in the normal classroom, when they are integrated, both sets of children benefit.
Okay.
So children learn empathy and children learn that we as a society should help each other and live together. So one thing I have seen is children are always inclusive, but as adults, many people are not inclusive. So that is something I have noticed. Children are welcoming. There was one incident when the child who was new was not able to speak because he was not able to hear. So the children made actions and included him also in the game. There are many incidents that tell us that children are naturally inclusive, while as adults we have prejudices.
Right. That's very interesting. Thanks for sharing that experience. Now, when you say difficulties, does that include dyslexia, dysgraphia, all those things also?
Yes, learning disabilities also are included. For example, some children with autism, they'll be very intelligent, they'll be able to do all the academic work. But if you ask them what did you eat for breakfast, they'll not be able to answer. So that communication skill will be missing. So they need training for that behavioral therapy and communication therapy they need. So we
Right.
train the teachers also to take care of children with disabilities. So we arrange for seminars with doctors and special educators so that they are also equipped to handle these children in the classroom.
Do you follow any special curriculum for these children or special tools or anything like that?
The special educator gives therapy. So in that, she uses a lot of Montessori equipment for the children to learn basic volume or something like big and small concepts like that. When they are in the classroom, they learn the same textbooks as the other children.
Okay, that's great. How do you decide if these children have some difficulty? Do you do the assessment in the school or do you send them somewhere to do the assessment to find out if they are having some difficulty?
We send them to District Early Intervention Center. So in Thanjavoor, there are two doctors. So I send them to District Early Intervention Center to get assessed. So once the assessment report is ready, we will observe them for a month and then we integrate them into classrooms according to their potential.
Okay, great. If you find out that the child cannot be integrated into the classroom, if they have some kind of extreme
Mm.
difficulty, then what do you do?
There are some special schools in and around Thanjavur. So we ask them to take the child for assessment to those schools, and if they are happy with it, they can continue it. And nowadays there are a lot of online programs also available for children and vocational training courses available for children with special needs. So we counsel the parents and we recommend schools or vocational centers in and around Thanjavur.
Okay, that's great. Now you mentioned that you started in 2009. That means that you have come across the COVID time also. So how did you handle the situation when COVID was there around 2020, 21? What were you doing at that time?
2021, we were recording videos about concepts and sending them across to children. And also, we had some two classes per day on Zoom for the children. So, around 20 to 30 minutes so that they don't feel out of touch with the syllabus.
Okay, great. That's wonderful. Thanks a lot for sharing all the information about your play schools as well as your inclusive education. I appreciate it a lot. Now let us talk about you. What are your hobbies and interests apart from the work that you are doing?
I like crafting and also I like embroidery. So, these are two things I do for my me time as stress busters.
What kind of craft that you do?
I do paper crafts like origami, and then I do a lot with the kids at school for the concept handprints. So it is educational for the children as well as relaxing for me.
That's wonderful.
Embroidery is aesthetic and it teaches patience and focus. So I do embroidery to relieve myself of stress at the end of the day, maybe 10-15 minutes each day.
That's very nice. Now, being from the Thanjavur district, which is famous for music, are you
Mm.
taking the children to any kind of music programs or concerts or anything like that, Carnatic?
I take the children for field trips, one in each term for 3 terms. So in and around Tanjavur, we have the South Zone Cultural Center. Then there is the palace. Then there's Veena making facility, and then there are Tanjavur doll making facility. There are around 8 GI products in and around Tanjavur. Tanjore paintings are also one of them. So I take them on field trips there. The children observe how things are made, how a Tanjore painting is made, how a Tanjore Veena is made, how the dancing dolls are made. So the field trip is connecting them to the roots also, and at the same time they visually learn. the impact is more when it is visual.
Right. Okay, great. Tell us a bit about your family. Have you been born and brought up in the Thanjavoor, or tell us a bit about your background and your family?
I was born and brought up in Madurai. I did my BCom in Lady Doe College and I did my MBA from Thiagarajan School of Management in Madurai. So I was brought up in a family where education was valued. My grandmother in 1920s and 30s, she was homeschooled by professors from various colleges and she was well versed in many things like landscaping, architecture, music, agriculture, and all that. So when I came to Tanjavur, there was lack of play schools, as I earlier mentioned. So I was interested to start a play school.
Right, okay, got it. Okay, so let us talk about some of the society issues that you see around and how you would like to address them.
So one thing I have noticed is currently the batches of college people coming out, they are neither fluent in English nor in Tamil, as far as I've seen in and around Tanjavur. So there is a lack of something is lacking in them. They're not able to concentrate on one language. There was incident that I asked a prospective applicant to write a job application. She was not able to write neither in English nor in Tamil. I think we should teach our children languages separately instead of mixing up both languages. That is one problem I've seen across Tamil Nadu. That is one thing that needs to be addressed.
Okay, so when you say we need to teach languages, do you mean to say English should be the medium of education and then Tamil as one of the subjects, or Tamil as the medium of education and English as one of the subjects? What do you think is the best way to go about?
There are both Tamil medium schools and English medium schools. So if the medium of language is English, it should be taught in English and Tamil should be taught separately. And when the child is in a Tamil classroom, all the words should be taught to them in Tamil. So what I have noticed is children use nouns in English and verbs in Tamil. So that should be avoided.
Right. So, but I have observed that when you have these vernacular languages like Tamil, what is happening is the equivalent of scientific words or the mathematical words are too difficult to comprehend by the students when it is in Tamil.
Mhm.
So, what do you think is the solution for this?
These technical words, they can be in English, but when they speak, things like table, chair, bus, those can be said in Tamil. The language we speak every day. So it's a mix of English and Tamil that doesn't make much of an impact on the child to learn a language clearly.
Okay, so what you're saying is the common words can be in the vernacular language and
Yes.
the scientific and the
The
technical words.
technical words can be in English.
Okay, that sounds like a good solution. Okay, thanks so much for sharing those views. Do you have any questions for me?
So how long have you been doing this podcast?
I have been doing this for the past 4 months. Actually, I started this long back. In the past 3 or 4 months, there is a lot of sessions happening in the past 3 to 4 months. There are people in LinkedIn who are interested in taking part
Mm.
in the podcast. So that way, the momentum is going on, and I wish that continues so that it becomes a good platform for people to come and listen and learn about a lot of things. It also gives an opportunity for people to come and talk and express themselves about their work, their profession, their hobbies and interests, and things that they care for. So this is kind of a expression platform for them. So this is what I would like to do in this podcast.
It's really great to hear, and I'm so happy that your podcast is picking up and more people are participating in it. I wish that you have more success in this podcast series.
Thank you so much, and I wish you to all the best in your play schools, work, and whatever you are doing.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot for appearing in the podcast. Please take care. Bye bye.
Bye.
That was a great podcast with Umayal Thiagarajan. Please subscribe to this channel and follow it for more awesome podcasts. Opinions expressed by the guests in this podcast are their own. The host or the sponsors of the podcast do not condone the opinions expressed by the guests or the actions arising out of those opinions. Any decisions or actions that the listeners might take as a result of listening to this podcast must be based on their own judgment and will be at their own risk. The podcast host or the sponsors will not be held responsible for the consequences of any actions and or decisions taken as a result of any content in this podcast.